What happens when an interest-only mortgage ends? Do you actually get to keep the property after the interest-only finishes? I thought that these questions were pretty straightforward, but I get them all the time, especially from new investors or people that are investing from overseas. So I've decided that in this video, I'm going to break down the key differences between a repayment mortgage and an interest-only mortgage. So let's get into it. But before we do, actually, very important, this isn't any financial advice. This is just an explanation. So repayment mortgages. A repayment mortgage is exactly what it sounds like, really. Each month, you're paying two things. You're paying the interest on the loan, and then you're paying the loan itself as well, what is called or referred to as the principal of the loan. Let's say you borrow £100,000 at 5% interest over a 25-year period. Your monthly payments will cover both the interest and the loan repayment at the same time. At the beginning, most of your payment goes towards the interest. You're not really reducing the loan by that much. But then over time, something very interesting happens. You start to pay less interest because the loan balance is shrinking, the principal is shrinking because you're paying more of it off. And more of your monthly payment goes towards actually clearing the loan. By the end of the 25 years, the mortgage is paid off and then you own the property outright. Benefits of repayment mortgages: you're reducing your debt every month, you get full ownership of the property at the end, and your risk generally goes down over time because you're paying off the principal and your payments are going down. The downside is that monthly payments are normally higher, particularly at the start, because you're paying both the interest and the loan itself. But how does this compare to an interest-only mortgage? Interest-only mortgages are very popular amongst investors because with an interest-only mortgage, you're only paying the interest on the loan each month. You borrow £100,000 at 5%, your monthly payment would be around £417 a month, which is going to be significantly lower than a repayment mortgage. And that's why investors love them, because there's less outgoings per month and you get more on your rent. But the important bit is, at the end of the term, you will still owe £100,000. You're probably thinking, what are the benefits then? What are the pros of this? Obviously, the lower monthly payments, better cash flow, more flexibility. You can actually make overpayments if you choose to, so you're paying off some of the principal as you go. But the big catch is you have to have a plan to repay that loan. If you don't have a plan, then you're going to be forced to sell the property or forced to refinance or dip into savings. And if you're refinancing every few years, adding lender fees on top, then your debt might actually increase over time. So how do you use interest-only mortgages without leaving yourself exposed like this? Now, whilst I am 10 years in property, I did it part-time for a long time, and I have been full-time for just a couple of years, and I'm early on in this strategy. But this is how I would break it down, or how I'm trying to break it down over a 15-year period. Year 0 to 3, start with interest only, grow quickly, build the base of my portfolio as much as I can. Then from year 3 to 6, look for ways to increase the value of the portfolio, scale the numbers of properties that I have, or instead of that, try and go for some higher value assets. Years 6 to 9, review my portfolio, start converting my best performing properties into the repayment mortgage side. Years 9 to 12, keep rebalancing until around 50% of the portfolio is on the repayment terms. And then that way I'm able to reduce my debt a bit safer. And then years 12 to 15, I can now offload my underperforming properties, or what you'd call like bad stock, use the profits of that to either pay off more debt or reinvest in better performing properties as well. And then at the end of that cycle, my portfolio might be smaller, but then you kind of trim it down so it's profitable and largely owned outright as well. By doing this, you've used the growth benefits of the interest-only mortgage, and then you've reduced the risk by moving into or transitioning into the repayment mortgages over time. Interest-only mortgages are a powerful tool, but then they will only work if you've got a proper, powerful plan to go along with them. You need to ask yourself, how much risk are you actually comfortable with taking? When do you want to start clearing your debt? And what is your final exit strategy. I don't know about you, but in my old age, I don't want to be worrying about loads and loads of mortgage debt. So that's why I'm trying to get on repayment and clear as much debt as I can. So whether you go repayment, interest only, or you do a mix of both, make sure that you've got a clear and long-term strategy in place to make it happen. If you want to see how I'm building a stronger, secure, reliable portfolio, then keep watching all of the content that I put out. If you found it helpful, make sure to hit the like button, drop a comment, let me know what strategy might be best for you or what you're thinking about doing in property. And please don't forget to subscribe because it really helps grow the channel. And I'll see you in the next video.